Okay, everybody, welcome again to another edition of Diffused. All right, here we are. Insights into the men of doTERRA, and indeed we have a good example of one of those today. We have Adheesh Piel with us. How you doing, Adheesh?
Hello, how are you?
Blue Diamond leader, a founder of doTERRA in Australia, and an icon, if I can say that, of Australian doTERRA, and an all-around wonderful guy. Just a wonderful guy. And he's got a great accent too, he's a lot of fun. So we're going to ask, as always, 10 quick questions, Adheesh, and get some insight into your involvement with doTERRA. So it's very exciting. All right, what is your favourite essential oil or product, indeed, that is maybe a possibility of doTERRA, and why?
Okay, so Mark, first before I answer this question, I really want to thank you for doing this. And I think you're an awesome guy too. I know you since about 5-6 years, and I've seen you slowly moving into the business more and more with Jody, and now here you are being with us at the leadership, and I'm so happy about it. And I think it's a fantastic idea he had to bring this diffusion series on for
Thanks,
the
broader public.
So, my favorite essential oil, I would say, is digestion.
Okay.
And personally, I am, I have a little bit of a delicate nervous system, and I can get easily overwhelmed. And when that happens, it affects me physically the strongest in my digestion. Suddenly, I'm like, everything is too much, and my digestion goes.
Is it topical? Sorry about that. Is it topical use? Or
I prefer topical use. Okay. I drink it too, and actually, I have a drink. All together with peppermint and on guard in the morning, first thing, and in the evening.
Okay.
But for any kind of emergency, when I eat the wrong food or I feel like a bit stuck, I love to put it on straight and rub it onto my belly clockwise.
Okay.
Right? So this is the essential oil, but today we had this wonderful presentation about the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and I must admit I'm on it since 7 years, and I believe it is an amazing product, and it improves the 4 major areas in your health, which is energy. If you need a bit more energy, it's fantastic.
Everyone does, yeah.
If your immune system is not up to scratch, you catch all the little diseases which are floating around, and we're getting into winter. If you have some niggly pains, and if you're a little bit of a moody person, a little bit like a bit down or a little bit over the top, it's fantastic. Yeah. And I noticed also the emotional aspects when we travel and we don't have our Lifelong Vitality Pack. We got into a panic.
Yeah. It's terrible, isn't it?
It is like, so warning, if you start with it, you will not stop. I'm so sorry. All right, so that's my answer for that one.
That's a good answer.
All right.
It is hard to narrow it down, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
So tell us, Adheesh, what was your first introduction to the oils, and maybe it was Santoshi, your partner.
No, my first introduction, now I could talk 2 hours about this one, but I won't, and most people know my story anyway. So we were introduced by the Goddards,
yes,
who called us up to rent our space. We had a massage clinic at that time. And the very first product, which is really very strong in my memory, it's like a kinesthetic cellular memory. The first thing which she did was she put wild orange in a diffuser.
Yeah.
And the moment I smelled the wild orange, I was lost.
Beautiful.
I didn't know at first, but it was something like, wow, this is different, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And probably the second oil I was introduced and I fell in love straight away was frankincense.
Sure.
And that was it did something to my brain.
Yeah.
Because we kind of like created a wholesale account.
And that was your first introduction to any essential oil?
Yes. No. I must admit, we had a massage clinic and a massage school. So we were teaching aromatherapy actually. So we had a kind of like a brand of essential oils from one of our teachers there, which we immediately found out were kind of like inferior quality, and we moved straight over with a diamond kit into replacing the oils we had.
100%. Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when the oils really were in the home and you were using them? Was it all in, or just sort of see how you go attitude?
Good question. Look, even though we knew about essential oils, but me as a guy that was just like, yeah, they smell nice. I wasn't really, well educated about really therapeutic benefits.
Yeah.
And so when we had the Diamond Kit and we brought them into our home too, and I was doing that because I wanted to try them out. And at that period of time, there was not much educational material. So we looked at the oils and we're like,
this is 7 years ago.
so now what are we going to do? I mean, pills, I know how to take as a man, we like that.
Yeah.
But oils in a bottle, what are we going to do now?
Yeah.
So we experimented slowly, and then in the clinic we also introduced more and more the deep blue rub or ice blue rub, how it's called now, and that worked well. But the truth is, it probably took me nearly a year to feel confident talking about the oils.
Sure.
It was quite a long process.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, Annie and Natalie Goddard, they told us, oh yeah, we have oils now in every room, bathroom, bedroom, office, kitchen, living area. And we were like, you are weird. And now we have oils in every room. I have a kit with all the oils, which Santoshi, my wife, is not allowed to touch, and she has a kit of oils where I'm really in trouble if I go onto this one. Ooh,
wow,
yeah.
That is serious. You've got your own kit.
That's serious, yes.
Okay, I believe you. So what do you, being a founder, you've been doing this for seven odd years now. So what do you enjoy about doTERRA as a company? And what stands out for you? It's a good. I know it's a loaded question, but
I must admit, talking about the company, I'm getting emotional at the moment because I am immensely grateful.
Yeah.
It was a missing link for me to partner with such wonderful people who created this wonderful product line and this incredible compensation plan or business opportunity. We never looked for something like this. It came to us. We were so lucky that we grabbed it, and we were incredibly lucky to get to know the owners at a time where obviously there were less people around, so we had more access to them, and that was very important for me to kind of like really talk to them like people. Are they aligned with all the advertising material and what they put out in the vision and mission statement? Is there an alignment in their energy, in their heart, how they communicate with me? And that was very important for me to get engaged from the beginning at all. And
so for you, the owners really,
the owners,
it just stands out.
The owners, their vision, and nothing has changed in the 7 years.
No.
And they stuck true to their guns all the way through. In spite of this incredible growth, which is amazing and is a testament of their character, their integrity, and their intentions.
Well said. Well said. I totally agree. That sort of leads us on. What makes doTERRA different for you? Apart from the owners, anything else stand out for you? You mentioned a few things there already, but
well, it is really, this is an incredible product line, and thanks to the owners, they stick to the purity and the potency of the oils.
Yeah.
This incredible potential for non-professional, everyday people to kind of like, if they want to, make a living.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a side income, make a living, and make a fortune, depending on how they want to get involved. Yeah. And I also like very much that you basically get paid on performance. And it gives, and the special thing for me is that the products can enrich every aspect of life.
Yeah.
So when I talk to people, I often ask them like, what are you passionate about?
Yeah.
And then I said like, hey, let's see how the oils or the supplements or whatever else we have can improve that very aspect of your life where you're passionate about. Yeah. And it always works.
Always works.
Always works.
So what do you say to men who aren't convinced about doTERRA as a future for themselves and their partner? Perhaps the partner is the lady being more intuitive and more, just more switched on to the prospects. They've joined that journey, and he's on the sideline waiting and sort of watching. What do you say to men who aren't convinced?
Well, it's individual. You have to kind of like talk to each man and tune in, like what is he open to hear. And you obviously, as a man, you will find out if there is any physical or emotional need, emotions most likely not, but physical, and you get them mostly, especially if they're sporty people, with something like the ice blue rub or peppermint or past tense.
So just get them using the products.
Like, that's right. So you offer them the deep blue up would be first thing, and then if you want to kind of like inspire them to support their wives doing the business more, to talk about the numbers, talk about the income potential, and that is something more kind of like the right brain, right side of the brain, more the analytical, rational side, and the income potential might sway them over to look at it a little bit different from, oh, this is just an expensive hobby, darling, but I'm still the main breadwinner, to, well, there is something coming, so maybe I can join you. And the truth is, I've seen it several times where the husbands put the full-on brakes and really threatening of separation to they're doing classes themselves now. And they're fully convinced.
They've been assimilated, haven't they?
And it's amazing. Yes.
So look, I guess I'll be talking about this with lots of the men on this little segment. Basically, men's health. Do you have an opinion on that and what's happening at the moment? Is there obviously there's a need for the oils? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I think in our modern society, in generally, there are so many changes on the challenges are huge, and women are obviously more kind of like they communicate more directly about it, whereas we men tend to keep it a bit more to ourselves. But I think even in the public, like where it's more open, like talking about depression and things like this, there is a move towards that to talk more openly about men's health. And I think it's very needed. It's very needed because not only women are kind of like affected by these fast changes in our modern world, men are too, but men are not allowed to show it that much.
That's true.
And they suffer as much. So to kind of like, I think we're doing a fantastic thing there also for men.
Absolutely, very true. So we talked about it this morning with Corey, and we're here in Perth, of course, the future of essential oils in the world. Isn't it exciting? I mean, do you have any thoughts on that? The future of essential oils is huge.
An oil in every home.
There's
no doubt about this. I mean, it's a crazy goal, and and I don't get a headache about it. But it is like, one person at a time. You connect with them, you find out what their needs are, and by the end, if they kind of like see your point and they want to try it, you've done a good job, and it makes my heart sing. It makes me happy, and this is how we do the business. One person at a time, right? Yeah.
Very true, Adheesh. You say that really well. So tell us about perhaps the time that you've shared essential oils. Might be a bit interesting to tell. I mean, some of the guys have said, they've shared on airports and in planes. And is there a moment you might have shared oils that might be worth reminiscing about? Any come to mind?
Well,
I know you share pretty much every moment of the day.
Yeah, look, sharing oils, I'm a little bit of a shy. I need to be in the mood. The truth is...
You just come back from Germany.
I came back, so I can tell a little story about this. So what I did is I contacted, the last day in Germany, I contacted someone I haven't seen for 35 years.
Wow.
And we lived in this, and we worked together. And I remember her as a very lively, bubbly person. And I was thinking, she just lives around where my brother is, and it was the last day where I was in Germany, so I invited her over, and she came, and she started chatting and sharing all her life stories, the ups and the downs, more the downs, and after 35 minutes, and I was thinking in the back of my head, like, when is she asking me what I'm doing? To bring some doTERRA oils, and maybe, I'll see, because I could figure out all the, she needs this and this and this and this, but I was listening patiently with an open heart. After 35 minutes, she says like, so, who are you? I can't remember you. I'm so sorry. And I really cracked up laughing. That was so hilarious because she told me her whole life story for 35 years. It was hilarious. It was really funny. And we laughed about it, and then I'll give her a few hints, and she remembered me. That was all good.
Okay.
But because she is close to my age, she had some bad luck, and she is on welfare, and And she definitely didn't have money, so I felt like, and she loved the oils. We went out there and smelled the oils, and we had the coffee beans in between to clear her nose, and she knew about oils, and she's really interested into this one, but I knew she had no money. Yeah. Now for me, no problem, so I sponsored her to a kit and some oils where I felt like she needed it. Yeah. And she sent me this wonderful email a couple of days ago, and it was in German, but the gist of it was, thank you so much for your gift, but you have given me so much more, because you haven't given me the hope that I can do something with this oil and maybe make a living with it, because I offered her also, well, we can work together maybe if you want. Yeah. Only if you want. That you believe in me, where I felt like I've given up on myself. Yeah. And I received this email, and it just touched my heart so deeply, and I felt like, wow, this is amazing.
That's a beautiful story, yeah.
So that was the last time I shared my oils.
Yeah, that's it's a pretty good share, that one. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And lastly, I know that Santoshi is very much involved, but what is your particular role that you can share with us? I mean, in the business itself, what do you do that Santoshi probably perhaps doesn't do? Anything different there? You both have the same input, or is there something?
No, we had definitely our different roles, and it was really unusual because I was jumping on the teaching and the oils train a little bit more the back office, the business side. Santoshi was always good in the one-on-ones and enrolling, while we had our clinic, which we sold 1.5 years ago, and she's very good still with the one-on-one. Yeah. And but I was the one who ended up, let's say, talking on stage, in these little events or bigger events, and doing the business mentoring. So that's more my aspect of it. Yeah. And
you're a natural when you're on stage, I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now we have a viewer question, one of our keen viewers that watches Diffused, and it's who is here? Eileen from Byron Bay. And okay. Eileen writes in and she says, now, she's heard your presentations and your incredible accent, and she says, is it true that you're also known in Byron Bay as Mr. Charisma?
Oh, no, you're joking. You're joking.
I am joking. Sorry, mate. But look, you are indeed Mr. Charisma. I want to thank you so much for your time and in joining us on Diffused and sharing your thoughts and your insights into doTERRA, and absolutely from my heart, thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that. And
thank you, Mark. That was so awesome.
Absolute pleasure. Yeah, look,
really enjoyed it.
Great fun. Well and until next time, we'll see you on the next episode of Diffused. Thanks, everybody.